Game? Okay, there is no story so far. How weird. We're up to our final skill. There are 20, Dutchy. There are at least 20. And then there are some in the, like... He has retired and become Yoda, and now has new disciples post-series. But I don't really... I didn't know about those. At least, I don't think I remember them from being a kid. Game? Ah. Okay. Well. Please hold. We are... Oh, well, that didn't take very long. And that will probably mean we can redo the, We might be able to redo the other thing as well. So, new skills. I don't remember these. So we get upgraded animal sense. No, we definitely want healing. Invisibility? Okay, so that's just improved camouflage. What's hunt mastery? That's improved hunting, sure. Craftsmanship is improved tracking. Psi Search is improved Mind Blast. Psi Screen is improved Mind Defense thing. What is Nexus? Okay. So that's Mind over Matter, kind of. This is Sixth Sense. And improved weapon mastery. How many of these do we get? Okay, we get 3. Healing is too good to not have. I'm gonna go with Sixth Sense. Invisibility sounds good. Although Hunt Mastery, it's so lovely not needing to, ever hunt for meals. Let's go with Pathmanship. Detect Trap and Pathfinding sounds useful. Okay, last time we were punished for not depositing enough gold. So let's deposit more gold. I can't imagine the comb, the prison... I don't remember that bottle. I will keep the rope. I will take the meal and the meal. I see. How do I do that? Yeah, but how do I do that, game? Ah, this scrolls. Well, I feel silly. Okay. I don't need a key. I don't need a key. I don't need a note in the log. I don't need a key. I don't need a jeweled mace. I'll keep the crystal star because that's been useful so many times. The shield is good. The fire spear has been useful multiple times. What does that do? I'm not allowed to know. We definitely keep the summer sword. I'm supposed to keep the dagger. I'm allowed 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I have space for 2 new ones. Now, if I had to get rid of more of these, what would I get rid of? Probably that. I mean, do I really need the book on me? Probably not. Yes. Before leaving Summerland on your quest for the Lawstone of Varetta, you equip yourself with a map of the Stornlands and a pouch of gold. Roll the number on the random number table, add 10. That's how many more new monies you have. Well, we got 18 new monies, so I'm not punished for depositing slightly extra. We may have 5 items. Does this count as a weapon? It does. Well, screw the dagger then. I would like a bow, a quiver, which is a special item. I will take a potion, a meal. The tinderbox is tempting. Yeah, I'll go with the tinderbox. Done. Blah, blah, blah. Same as all the others. No matter how bad you roll on combat or endurance, you should be able to win with smarts. The courtyard of the Kai Monastery is strangely silent the morning you begin your quest. A blanket of frost sparkles on the battlements, and the air is crisp and clean as you guide your horse down the steep hill track that disappears into the Freeland Forest. It is only a little later when you look back to see the tall grey towers of your stronghold silhouetted against the sky. You bid a silent farewell before entering the densely packed trees. You do not look back again. The long ride south is not without incident. On Raiders Road, the highway between the capital and the province of Ruanan, you're confronted by a ragged outlaw band. They demand gold, but are instead given a harsh lesson in the powers of a Kai master. You fight them and they flee in confusion, leaving 3 of them, their number, dead on the highway. After this encounter, you are given a wide berth by the other unsavory characters of this bleak and desolate region. In Ruanan, you are greeted with a hero's welcome by the Lord of the Land, Baron Vanaland. He and his people will never forget the debt they owe you, for it was your courage that once saved them from destruction at the hands of the evil renegade warlord. You were made welcome by the Ruanese, so welcome that your quest is in danger of being forgotten in the endless round of banquets and celebrations that are held in your honor. However, you cannot neglect your duty, and time comes for you to leave the mining town and venture further south. Long ago, the highway from Ruanan to Quardlet was torn in two by a terrible earthquake that scarred the land for hundreds of miles. This deep crevasse became known as the Macken Gorge, the Chasm of Doom, for its fathomless depths are cursed with a dreadful legacy. It was here, during the Age of the Black Moon, that King Ulnar killed the mightiest of the Dark Lords, Lord Vashna, whose body, along with the bodies of all his followers, were cast down into its bottomless reach. The legends say that his death cry echoes in the gorge until he will rise again to wreak his vengeance on Summerland and the House of Ulmar. That paragraph is cut and paste from book 4. You are eager to confront avoid the Chasm of Doom, and the long detour to the free city-state of Cassiorn is a far better prospect than a visit to the ghost city of Marken. Gradually, the fertile plain of southern Ruanan gives way to the sparse vegetation on the border of the Dry Main. There, like a jewel rising from the desert, lies the city-state of Cassiorn. Your stay in the City of Merchants is brief but profitable. A piece of luck, helped by your Kai skills, gives a profitable win at a gambling house. With the gold you win, you replenish your supplies and purchase a fresh mount for you to ride to Quorlen. A week later, you arrive safely at the outskirts of Quorlen, and in the evening twilight find yourself gazing upon the fortified wall that surrounds this river town. To reach Veretta, you must cross the river, and only here at Quorlen is there a bridge that spans the fast-flowing waters of the Quoll. The highway divides as it approaches the town wall, for there are 2 gates providing access to its east side. If you have pathmanship, turn here. We, of course, chose pathmanship. Sensible people that we are. Your Magna Kai skills tell you the meaning of the carved symbol in the stone above the south gatehouse. It is a winged spur, the emblem of the army of Lyris. The gate must be the entrance to a guardhouse, for the highway that leads to the north gate shows sign of more frequent use, and there is deeply rutted surface, borne the brunt of much merchant traffic to and from Cassiorn. The tracks that mark the road here are only those of iron-shod horses. As the border guards of Lyris have a poor reputation for hospitality, it would be wise to avoid them. So we should go to the other gate, the north gate, and therefore we go to the north gate. The idiot counter says something else. I look forward to you streaming, Dodgy, and seeing how flawlessly you perform. A peasant wagon, and a merchant caravan, bearing the Toa Tree emblem of Cassiorn, are waiting in front of the town gate. You bring your horse to a halt and wait in line as the great door of rust-red iron slowly creaks open. The guard appears and gestures to the wagon and caravan to enter, but he lowers his spear menacingly as you prepare to follow. The town levy is 3 gold crowns. Pay or go away. Sure. What's money? As you enter a wide street where black iron lanterns swing above the doors of shops and houses, their oily black smoke staining the walls and adding a pall of gloom to the darkening sky, the street descends towards the River Quoll, where flatboats lie moored at the rich merchant wharves. Quorlen stands at the most northerly point of the river, on the river, that can be navigated by boat and barge, and it is here that the river meets the caravan routes to Cassiorn and the Lastlands, so ensuring the future of the town. At the approach to a wide stone bridge, you see an impressive-looking hostelry with stables and an outhouse. A painted shield hangs above the courtyard gate, proudly displaying its name, the Barrel Bridge Tavern. The moment you enter the courtyard, a stable boy appears from nowhere and bids you welcome. He takes charge of your horse and shows you the door to the tavern hall. It is crowded despite the early hour, and a roaring fire blazes in its great stone hearth. The smell of roasting beef makes your mouth water, reminding you are yet to have eaten today. I have pathmanship. Seated near the fireplace are 3 surly-faced drinkers, their tunics stained with the grime of travel. Each wears a red badge upon their breast, embroidered with the crossed swords of Veretta. You sense that they are soldiers of fortune, probably in the pay of a captain who comes from the same city. If you wish to join them and find more out about Veretta, turn to 125. If you do not wish to approach them and instead go to the bar to ask about a room for the night, turn to 232. If you'd rather take a seat and order some food, nah, talk is cheap. The soldiers are swigging ale and reminiscing about their campaigns with wild exaggeration. They're brash and loud, but an uneasy silence quickly falls as they see you approach. You notice that their hands are no longer grasping mugs of ale. They rest upon the hilts of their heavily bladed swords. Well, buy them some drinks. Money's cheap. The three men exchange wary glances before offering you a seat. A pock-marked warrior snaps his fingers and shouts across the crowded hall. "Wench! 4 flagons of ale!" Beer is drawn into 4 large earthenware vessels, each of which holds half a gallon of ale. Staggering beneath their weight, the serving girl arrives and places the flagons on the table. 8 gold crowns, sir," she says breathlessly, the perspiration standing out on her freckled brow. "I don't mind paying 8 crowns, money's cheap." "A toast to our gallant friend," cries the soldier. "Honor in battle," shouts the red-haired man to his left. "And a rich purse for the victor," retorts the other. They laugh heartily and raise their flagons to their lips. Their smiling faces are completely hidden by the jugs as they drink their fill. A full minute of silence passes before the jugs are slammed to the table emptied. The strong beer dissolves any guardedness. They become very talkative about themselves, and you take the opportunity to ask them what they know of the Lawstone of Veretta. "Legend," belches the redhead. "Myth or legend?" "Not so," interrupts the pock-faced one. "It's real enough, but was lost years ago. The Lawstone is magical. It holds a power that can turn an ordinary man into a king." On hearing this, the other soldiers snigger, but Pockface ignores them and continues. "It was once set into the throne of Lyris, at the tower of the king of Veretta. Hundreds of years ago, during the War of the Lawstone, it was stolen by a Salanese prince called Karscor. He set the stone upon a golden scepter and used it in battle to inspire his followers. He believed that it made him invulnerable, though this was not so. He was killed in a battle on board his royal barge at Rem, and the Lawstone was lost when it fell from his hand into the depths of the River Storm. Though that is not the end of the story. There are tales about the scepter having been found, though on the whole they have turned out to be fake or fanciful. The legends say that whoever wields the Lawstone is the rightful ruler of the Stormlands. For this reason, above all others, the Lawstone is sought by many evil or unscrupulous men to further their dreams of power. If you wish to know more, you should go to Veretta. There are many learned men who have devoted their lives to the study of the Lawstone, the scholars and sages of Brass Street, and they are the people that will help you. You thank the soldier, and take your leave of his company. We should probably have a drink. Have something to eat. You choose a seat near the corner, one that is laid out for dinner and offers a clear view of the hall. The serving girl appears with a platter laden with roasted meat. She stacks a generous helping on your plate. 2 gold crowns, sir. Pressing an open hand, bloodied by the food. You pay, and settle down to your feast. While eating, you are approached by the innkeeper. He is a fat, oily individual, with small, piggish eyes. "My lad tells me he's tended to your mare. She's in good hands here. Best stables in all of Quorlen." He shifts nervously from one foot to the other, as if he is uncomfortable in your presence. "You'll be wanting a room, I take it?" You finish a mouthful of food before nodding. "You're in luck, my friend," he answers, relieved that you turned out to be a paying guest. "We have one room left, room 17. He produces a plain iron key from his apron and sets it down beside your plate. 3 crowns, sir, in advance. You pay him and slip the key into your pocket. Suddenly, there is a mighty crash. As the hall door is slammed shut, into the tavern strides a black-browed young lordling wearing a flamboyant costume of ebony and gold. He makes a ceremonious display of removing his velvet cloak and pompously demands food and wine. And it takes 3 serving girls and the innkeeper to see to his wishes. His manner is so insulting, you're not surprised to see the many scars that disfigure his face. He must be continually provoking fights and duels. The lordling chooses to seat himself at a table already occupied by a thin, inoffensive old man. Within seconds, there is a thunderous outburst of foul language. The lordling grabs the old man by the throat, lifts him one-handed from his seat, and hurls him to the floor. "You snivelling toad, how dare you sit with me?" The lordling kicks back his chair and towers over the wretch. Bewildered and frightened, the man fumbles an apology to no avail. The lordling kicks back his chair and towers over the man, his hand clasping the hilt of his sword. The tavern crowd view the scene with relish, like spectators at a Vassagonian arena, for the lordling clearly intends to kill him. "If you possess a bow..." Alright. With the speed and grace of movement that marks you as a Kai Master, you load, take aim, and fire. Your arrow pierces the lordling's arm as his sword descends, causing the blow to splinter stone and not a skull. He utters a shrill cry and spins backwards, cradling his wounded arm. "Curse you, scum! I am Roark, highborn of Amory. I shall have your life for this." Trembling with pain and fury, he staggers to his feet and demands his cloak from the innkeeper before stumbling into the night with a welter of threats and curses. "My humble thanks," says the frail old man as you help him to his feet. "I'm forever in your debt." Taking him by the arm, you escort him to the table where he gathers up his scattered belongings. My name is Cyrillus, and I am a magician," he says, meekly, as if apologizing for some weakness or abnormality. "I claim no great understanding of the arcane. My talents are modest by any standard. I only dabble in simple tricks, earning my keep with amusements and sleight of hand, to amuse the courtiers of Veretta." Your eyes obviously betray you. The old man is quick to note your sudden interest at the mention of the word Veretta. "Sure, I'll question you. I did just save his life." He narrows his mousy eyes and looks at you with a cautious stare. "It's but a legend. Some say it contained great powers. Others that its powers existed only in the minds of those who craved to own it. Whatever the truth is, it has been lost for hundreds of years." You sense that he is not telling you all he knows about the Lawstone. Tell him of the nature of our quest. His eyes open with surprise. You can see startles the whites around his mousy brown pupils. "Lone wolf," he whispers. "I should have known. Humble apologies, my lord. I thought that you sought the Lawstone for less than honorable reasons." He talks at great length about the legend of the Lawstone. You learnt that it remained in Valletta after Sung Eagle's quest, where it was set into the throne of Lyris at the Tower of the King. Hundreds of years ago, during the War of the Lawstone, it was stolen by a Salanese prince called Karskur. He set the stone in a gold scepter and used it in battle to inspire his fanatical followers. He believed it made him invulnerable. This isn't so. He was killed on his barge at the Battle of Rem. The Lawstone was lost. There are many accounts of the scepter having been found, but they proved untrue or simply fanciful. Okay, so that's the same as before. He doesn't know where it is, but he does know a man in Veretta who claims to know its exact whereabouts. "Let me ride with you there. In return for the privilege, I shall take you to this man." Your basic Kai instincts tell you that his offer is genuine. You nod your agreement and arrange to meet him in the tavern courtyard at dawn. One moment. Cheers all. A shrill cockcrow heralds the break of day. By the time you're dressed and gathered your equipment, Cyrillus is waiting for you in the courtyard. "A glorious day," he says cheerily, pointing up at the cloudless sky with his slender oaken staff. "We'll have no difficulty reaching the halfway inn by nightfall." You bid farewell to the innkeeper and his son and urge your horses out into the narrow streets. By mid-morning, you are riding across gentle hills crested with yellow-leaved trees. The hilltops are shrouded with mist, but occasional rays of sunshine break through to lighten the lush green fields below. Time passes swiftly as Cyrillus recounts the histories and legends of the area. You learn that the rich and fertile kingdoms bordering the River Storn have a wild and turbulent past, swept by wars, divided by empires, split by national rivalries, and the ambitions of petty princes who prey upon one another and the rest of the populace. Lyrus is embroiled in a war with Magador, Deldon with Salony, and Salony with Sovia. Slovia, perhaps? Whoa. Ah, that's my fault. One sec. Yeah. There. That. Stay muted, yes. Mod mode, do. Then we're happy. Battles are fought, lives are lost, and the land is pillaged with grim regularity. Only the mercenaries and the crows seem to prosper from these continual conflicts. It is mid-afternoon when you catch sight of a small village. There are many wagons parked at the side of the highway, and a crowd has gathered. As you ride past, you notice a large placard nailed to one of the wagons. Archery tournament. Entrance fee 2 crowns. First prize, the silver bow of Duodon. Sure, let's try and win this bow. He offers to stay and look after your horses while you take part in the contest. He says that archery doesn't interest him, but he suspects that it's just an excuse. You suspect it's just an excuse for him to have a nap. You hand him the reins of your horse and hurry to join the line of men waiting to enter the tournament. The event reminds you of a summer-lending village pageant, and the jugglers, dancers, and numerous sideshows add to the festive spirit. You reach the gate, where a cheerful old lady is collecting the entrance fee. You hand over your crowns and enter a tent where the other competitors are stringing their bows. We do have one. A small, flat-faced man, dressed in a silver-braided jerkin, enters the tent and calls for everyone's attention. Quickly he explains the rules that govern the tournament, and then ushers you into a range. At the far end of the field are 3 targets, each with 10 coloured rings marked 0 to 9. Each archer is given 3 arrows. He must get a minimum score of 8 in order to qualify for the next round. Pick 3 numbers from the random number table. Add them together. If you have weapon mastery with bow, add 3. 1. Well, we've definitely got 7. 8. 3. Correct. Success. Round 2. Your score qualifies you for a place in the final, for only one archer has scored more than 8 points. His name is Alton, a tall man with rugged features, a ranger from the mountains of the north. He wields a longbow of orange toa wood, and his skill with the weapon is formidable. It will be a difficult contest. Oh wow. The tournament final is played out using the normal rules for combat. The only difference is that you begin with 50 endurance or target points. Any endurance points that are lost may be deducted from the target points. You need not erase any arrows from your action chart for the tournament. Okay. So he's more skilled than me, and he has more health. Rip. And yet, our first roll goes very well for us. The second roll a bit more evenly. The third roll good for us. The fourth roll fantastic. The sixth roll good for us. The seventh roll good for us. The eighth roll good for us. Haha, you have won the archery tournament. Very good. The loud cheers shatters the silence. Oh, sorry, a loud cheer shatters the silence as your arrow strikes home. You have won. The villagers are thrilled to have witnessed such an exciting tournament, and the crowd offers you their praise and congratulations. The little man in the braided jerkin presents you with a prize, a magnificent bow made from the wood of a silver oak. The weapon will add 3 points to your total whenever using a bow, and you're instructed to pick a number from the random number table. Enter the silver bow of Duodon on your action chart as a special item, and make note of its special property. After making a short speech to thank the villagers for their generosity, you shoulder your prize and head back to Cyrillus with the good news. A A shock awaits you on your return. Both he and the horses have vanished. At first you curse him, thinking that he has wandered off to a nearby ale tent for a drink. But when you discover his oaken staff lying beside the road, you sense something is terribly wrong. You climb on top of a parked wagon and strain your eyes in all directions for some clue. You see him, surrounded by a group of cavalrymen, galloping away to the west. You count 6 of them, plus a riderless horse your own. You notice that conveniently hitched to the back of a parked wagon is a saddled horse. Sure, we'll steal the horse. You have barely covered 100 yards when you hear a frantic cry. Horse thief! Horse thief! Don't let him get away! You tighten your grip and urge the horse along the highway as it dips and bends following a low hedgerow that borders the tournament field. The cry alerts some men from the archery competition, and they soon appear in a line at the edge of the field. As they see you approach, they draw their bows to fire. Oof. You have died. Well, we did very well the last 2 books. We didn't die. We've earned a restart. Rip. Ah, and now we have the starting thing. That's pretty much the same. You got the Book of the Magnikai. You pledge to restore the Kai to their former glory. Yep, blame the horse. Seek and find the Lawstone of Veretta, for this alone holds the power and the wisdom. Okay. We will pick the same skills. Same decision here. I want only the rope and food. Deposit lots of money. Oh yes, we have to use the new this, so I don't want basically any of these. The Crystal Star is useful, the shield is useful. The Fire Sphere has been useful. The helm is +2 skill. The waistcoat is more help. I meant to keep the dagger on me. The map is useful. The summer sword is absurd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sounds good. We got back all of the money we deposited. We will go get rid of dagger. Hello, bow. Which actually means I should have stored the dagger in the monastery, but whatever. Meal. Quiver. Tinderbox. Ocean? Sure. Okay. Same as before. We did have parkmanship. We knew to go to the North Gate. We pay the levy. We do have parkmanship. We join them. We buy them drinks. I pay for their drinks. They tell us the story. We eat. We sleep. We shoot the lordling beating up the poor guy. We let him know who we are. The wizard tells us the story too. We come to the archery tournament. I do have a bow. Oof, we barely made that time. Okay, can we defeat the guy? Not with that roll we can't. That's much better. Excellent. Bad. Excellent. Excellent. Bad. Excellent, we should win that. Okay, we win. This. Try and find the owners. I won the archery competition. It is Alton. Before you can explain what happened, he shakes your hand and congratulates you on your prowess with the bow. In spite of his defeat, he is eager to show that he has no grudge. You thank him and explain your predicament. I think we can make a deal, he says, glancing at your silver bow. Never! You will not have my special bow. 2 special items or 20 crowns? Yeah, I've got crowns. Have some of my crowns.